Okay, everybody, thank you for joining us today to learn about the One Hope Wine Club that we are really excited to share. We will be launching it on October 1st, so in just a few weeks' time. Once you've got all the information after our call today, you can start pre-selling. So if you've got tasting events coming up this weekend and next, definitely start sharing the opportunity for Wine Club and find out who at your tasting events might want to go ahead and take advantage of signing up for the first quarter shipment, which will be October, November, and December. And then once the option goes live for you to place that order on October 1st, you can go ahead and have your very first few Wine Club customers signed up. So kind of a fun goal maybe to set for yourself between now, let's see, it's September 21st. So between now and the end of the month, I bet each of you could probably find at least 2 people that would be excited to sign up and join and be your inaugural Wine Club members. So let's dig in and talk a little bit about the Wine Club and how it's going to work and what it's going to look like. So benefits for your customers to sign up is, first of all, they get to lock in discounted pricing. And they get to do that at the same time by enjoying reserve varietals in their shipments with no upcharges. And so this is huge. This is a great opportunity for our Wine Club customers to try some higher end varietals without having to pay the price tag that sometimes keeps folks away from trying those things. Our Wine Club members will also have early access to new varietals that we're launching. One of those being in the Q4 shipment is our Reserve Merlot that's coming out. That is going to be available only for Wine Club customers for the first month, and then we will introduce it to the greater community. And it can then go into case for a cause orders. But this is another perk and another great benefit for our Wine Club customers is that they will get early access and first dibs on new varietals that One Hope is launching. The great thing is that their first purchase will count towards a 10% local donation at a tasting event. There's no contracts for your customers, so they can pause or leave the club whenever they choose. And then they will also be receiving additional customer appreciation gifts, recipes, and swag that we're going to tuck inside of each shipment. So as you know, we launched a new starter kit this summer, and one of the goals with that was to really have an amazing experience when you receive that box and you open it up, to have that wow factor and that wow moment. And so our Wine Club members will experience something very similar when they get their quarterly shipments by beautiful packaging, beautiful messaging inside, inserts, and gifts that are going to go inside our shipments. Okay, so benefits for you as the CEO are that you're earning the same exact commission as you would every other sale, and it's really kind of gravy on top where you can start building residual sales for yourself every single month on top of what you're already doing. So if you look at the chart below, if you've got 2 12-bottle Wine Club signups each month, you're qualified because selling 2, that retail sales translates to $398. So that puts you well over the $250 threshold to be qualified. If you're at 20% commission, you're making a sweet $80. If you're at 25% commission, it's an easy $100 in your bank account just for having 2 Wine Club members signed up in the 12-bottle club. And then I won't go through the entire chart, but you can take a look at it at what happens with your retail sales and your commission when you've got 5 Wine Club members monthly, when you've got 10, and look at what happens when you've got 20 Wine Club members a month. That is some nice gravy on top of what you're normally doing. That 10, you'll see actually in the column that says based on 20% commission for 10 and 20 Wine Club members, it says non-applicable because you're already at that $1,500 mark, so that means you are earning 25% commission. So how is the Wine Club going to work? So this will be a product that's only available in your party catalog, similar to how a case for a cause is only available through your back office. And so to sign someone up as a Wine Club member, all you'll do is place that order for your customer through your party catalog in your back office exactly the same way that you enter a case for a cause order. The only difference is this is a hand-curated selection from One Hope. So your customers are not mixing and matching their varietals. It's a preset order that's going out quarterly, and I'll walk you through what the varietals are for our first quarter's shipment in just a few minutes. And again, just remember that that initial order for Wine Club does count towards an event 10% local donation. So again, they're quarterly shipments that are going to go out once per quarter, hand curated from us here at One Hope. And the date of the customer's Wine Club depends on the date that they signed up. So for example, if someone signs up on October 15th, they'll get their Q4 shipment immediately, and then their next shipment would be on January 15th. So the way that this works, it's based on each individual person's quote unquote anniversary date, if you will. So it's not as if there's one day each quarter that One Hope is, sending out hundreds and thousands of Wine Club shipments. The shipment goes out based on the sign-up date for each individual customer, so that will line up for them to receive their shipments every 3 months. So what are our Wine Club options? So we've got two options. We have a 6-bottle half case and a 12-bottle full case, and each one of them will be a mixture of our reds, our whites, our sparkling wines from both of our core collection and our reserve collection. The 12-bottle shipment will basically just be doubling up on what is in the 6-bottle shipment. And here's the pricing information. So for the 6-bottle shipment, it's $129 with the $20 flat rate shipping. And then for the 12-bottle Wine Club, it's $199 again with the same flat rate shipping. I think it's important to note also that we will be guaranteeing that each shipment is going to have at least 2 reserve varietals in that order. So if you've got someone who signed up as a 6-bottle Wine Club member, 2 out of the 6 are going to be reserves. And if they're in the 12-bottle club, that means 4 out of the 12 will be from our reserve collection. So the pricing is a little bit different, and we took a step back to kind of rethink our strategy slightly and comparing, sort of what worked and what didn't with our auto sip program, which some of you may have had customers sign up for auto sip. It was shocking for us to look at the data and to find out that we had less than a 15% retention rate in our old auto sip program. And if you remember, what we did was we allowed your customers to mix and match their half cases or full cases and lock in basically the same pricing that they would get for Case for a Cause. And we also offered free shipping on that first order. Well, that sounded great, and some customers really thought it sounded great, and they signed up and then immediately canceled, which left us with a less than 15% retention rate. And really the whole goal behind Wine Club is to, again, create that residual income for you. We still want to offer an amazing discount to our customers beyond what they would typically pay, full retail on your storefront. But we really want to elevate the experience and be able to send them these reserves and potentially even some iconic and signature series wines down the road so that they can enjoy and be introduced and get access to some higher end wines from One Hope. And the last thing that we want is to have people sign up just for a screaming deal on that first order and then turn around and cancel right away. So we're really trying to build in value. We're trying to build in an experience. And not every single customer is going to be right for Wine Club. But if you look at the pricing for 6-bottle and 12-bottle, what's going to wind up happening in the middle, you've got your 6-bottle Case for a Cause, which is $99. And then you've got your 12-bottle Case for a Cause, which is $169. And so we're really, with this pricing strategy, hoping that we're going to help kind of push your customers to the middle so that they're going to choose, maybe they won't choose the highest priced item, but certainly they're not going to choose the least expensive item. And so really customers are going to be drawn to, and we're going to provide you marketing materials that really highlight the best value and potential best option for them would be either to do a full Case for a Cause at $169, or if they don't want to spend quite that much, sign up for the 6-bottle Wine Club at $129 because you're getting some great core collection varietals, but you're also getting some reserve varietals as well. So the wines that we have in our Q4 shipment, so in the half case and the full case, again, the same wines are going into both of these shipments. And then on the full case, we're just doubling up. So they're getting 2 bottles of each. So we've got our Italian Prosecco. We actually have 3 reserves in this first shipment. So we've got the Italian Prosecco. We've got our California Riesling, our Merlot, our Pinot Noir, and as I mentioned, we've got our Napa Valley Reserve Merlot, which is launching just for Wine Club starting October 1st. It will only be available through the Wine Club, and then we will be releasing that to the greater community and your customer base in November. And then we have our Estate Fumé Blanc, which I actually enjoyed some Fumé Blanc last night. It's delicious. That's one of my favorite varietals that we have. And so if you look at the pricing below, on the left for the half case, so your half case Wine Club members are enjoying on this particular shipment a 26% discount, and the full case 43% discount. So it's important to note that we are going to be very careful with quoting percentages, and we are encouraging you to be very careful with quoting percentages because they will fluctuate and change based on the wines that are in each shipment. So this is not a locked in discount that will always be, a specific percentage. It will change based on the reserves that we have inside. So you can look at so for this particular lineup of wines, the normal MSRP would be $174.94. If a customer wanted to build a case for a cause, that pricing is $99. And then the Wine Club is $129 for these reserve varietals. So if they were building this in a case for a cause, they've got that $99 flat rate, right? And then they would have to add on the upcharges for those three varietals, which would actually make it more expensive than what the Wine Club pricing is. Okay, so let's talk a little bit now about how to service your Wine Club members every quarter. So this is kind of interesting, and I almost kind of correlated a little bit to like host coaching. Sometimes we're afraid to pick up the phone and call our hosts because we're afraid that they're going to cancel a tasting event, and there may be that same, fear of, I don't want to call my Wine Club members because if I call them, they might want to cancel. These are your most loyal customers. So do not be afraid to communicate with them, especially knowing that we are sending them a hand-curated shipment from One Hope. They might absolutely fall in love with that Prosecco. And if they're in the 6-bottle club, they only got 1 bottle of it. So maybe they want to reorder. So check in on them and find out, make sure that they got their shipment, ask them about the tchotchkes that we sent for that quarter, find out which wines they've tasted and tried and what they really like, and then offer to give them a refill. Don't assume that they don't want or that they don't need wine in between their shipments. I certainly think that I can go through 6 bottles of wine in 3 months in my household, or 12 bottles even for that matter, as can many, especially if they are signing up for Wine Club. They love wine. So more than likely in between their shipments that are going to go out quarterly, they're going to be ready for some refills. Okay, so how can customers cancel or change their Wine Club membership? And this messaging actually will be in an insert that goes into each of the shipments as well, to make it easier for our members to contact us directly to make any changes that they might need to in their order. If you remember, that's one of the things we learned from AutoSip is it wasn't necessarily an easy, seamless thing for customers to get in contact with us if they had questions or wanted to make changes. So with the insert that's going into all of our Wine Club shipments, this information will be there for them, so that they can contact customer support directly and hopefully take a little bit of work off of your plate if your customer does need help. So we'll be supplying the phone number as well as the email for support, and all they need to do is reach out to us. And if they're asking you to reach out to us, or even when they do contact us, all they need is their customer order number, and they will be receiving that through an email after they place their initial order. I also want to show you. Okay, so this is just kind of an example of a tracking system. You could create something yourself on Excel. We're going to see if we can create kind of a prettier version of this that's a template that will be available in the back office in Via University. But we really am highly encouraging you to keep track of your customers that you're signing up for Wine Club. As many of you know, right now our technology does not provide a seamless CRM system for you to be able to manage your customer database. And so I encourage you guys from day one when we're starting Wine Club, keep track of your customers so that you can know when to follow up with them. So make sure you're tracking, obviously, their contact, first and last name, their email address, capture whether or not they're in the 6-bottle or the 12-bottle club, and then make sure you capture their customer order number in case someone calls you and says, hey, Sabrina, can you help me with my wine club order? I don't have time to call customer service, and I need to delay it, or I want to upgrade from the 6-bottle to the 12-bottle, or whatever the case may be, and they're asking you to intervene on their behalf. It will be super helpful for you to have their customer order number. Jot down the initial date that they ordered, and then you can fill in. So for example, again, if someone orders on October 15th, their next shipment's going to be on January 15th, their next shipment would be in April, and so on. So this is just kind of an example of one way that you could create something very easy for yourself to keep track of your customers so that you can follow up. Okay. Will customers be reminded before their shipment goes out? The answer is yes. So we will be emailing Wine Club members to let them know a few days before we are sending that out of our warehouse, just so that they can make sure that they are prepared to be there to sign when UPS shows up with their wine. We're also investigating some potential partnerships with UPS and My Choice to make it even easier. And we are encouraging you guys to test it and try it out and give us some feedback. Right now, we do have a group of CEOs in Arizona that are doing some legwork, and already they've been able to share some pretty good insights and intel on how to make that process run really smoothly, so that customers are notified and making sure that they are receiving their shipments. So lastly, we really think that this is going to be a great thing to layer on top of your business, and think about the perfect 10 at your tasting events this weekend. So we've talked a lot about having intentional wine tasting events. And so walk into your events with this intention of going for the perfect 10. And I always like to play kind of a game with myself. Like, I won't let myself literally leave someone's house until I've checked off all the boxes. So I want to make sure that I'm walking out of a tasting event with at least 2 potential new bookings, potentially 2 new corporate gifting clients, 2 new folks that are interested in the wine club, 2 potential CEOs, and I have sold at least 2 cases of wine. And so if you're talking about wine club at every single tasting event, and you'll start to see some resources in View University in your back office as we launch this on October 1st, so that you can present it and you can sell it at your tasting events. Just make sure you talk about it. You don't have to have all the answers or know everything right away, because it is new. But you definitely can't sell it if you don't promote it and don't talk about it. So just promise yourself that during checkout with every single customer, you're going to ask them if they're interested in hosting a tasting event. You're going to ask them if they have any need for corporate gifting, or maybe they could refer you to someone who buys gifts in bulk or on a regular basis. You're going to definitely offer them the wine club and see if that's something that they would be interested in. And you're going to offer the opportunity to join and become a CEO as well. And easy peasy, selling 2 cases of wine at a tasting event is something that you guys are totally skilled at doing. So go for the perfect 10, have some intentional tasting events, make all of your tasting events very intentional with a goal, so that when you walk out to your car to head home, you can pat yourself on the back and do the happy dance that you have got the perfect 10. And we're super excited to have Wine Club being a part of that. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. Whoops. And then Sabrina, if you want to unmute folks, I've not seen anything in the chat box, so.
Yeah, there hasn't been much. Just people are asking when the marketing materials will become available.
So we just went to print yesterday on the insert that's going to be in the first Wine Club shipment. So I think we could probably look at putting that in the Vine for next week, so you guys can see that as a PDF. And then there's a couple other things probably that will be hitting via you towards the end of next week. You can probably share, I can email you the presentation that I just went through if that's helpful at all. Need it today. Okay, I'll forward that to you through email, Kaz, and then we'll also share this this PowerPoint slide deck in VIA University. We can get that loaded up today for everyone else. Awesome. Cool. Okay, any other questions, you guys?
Katie, one thing I wanted to add was in a previous conversation that you and I had, you mentioned don't hesitate to reach out to your customers for Wine Club, because when you get a Wine Club purchase, like if I got 3 bottles and I drank them and I enjoyed them, if someone were to reach out to me to want to see how I liked them, I would definitely take them up on that. So don't hesitate to reach out. Don't feel like you're bothering them. They're probably going to be so happy that you reached out so they can buy more of their favorite bottles. And then one thing also to note that I know Katie mentioned on this call is that the Wine Club is going to be so special. It's going to be that same experience from the starter kit that our new CEOs have received. It's going to have that same feel. So definitely sell that, to your customers. It's going to be a great experience. Sorry, it's really loud. A great experience for your Wine Club members, and just definitely sell that. I'm sorry, I have a lot of feedback.
That's a great point, Sabrina. It's, this whole idea of bringing Napa Valley to your doorstep. And so it's not just, a boring box.
A little bit.
It doesn't have amazing packaging, and there's kind of nothing in it other than
I didn't forget. I'll get them in a minute.
Packaging and the wine. So it's really an overall experience, and definitely when you're talking to potential customers about, hey, do you want to order a case for a cost tonight, or would you be interested in signing up for my wine club? This is a different customer. They're not looking for just, the most discounted, possible price point that they can get. They're looking for an experience and access to higher end varietals, so that they can enjoy them for themselves and also look, pretty cool when they're showing up to a dinner party and bringing a reserve bottle of One Hope wine to share with their friends and with their families. So, let's see. Riesling is not out of stock. Sorry, there was a little confusion on that. I think there might have been a glitch in the back office with trying to add Riesling to case for cause orders. So definitely shoot a note over to support if you're having trouble adding Riesling into an order. It is not out of stock. Megan says, sorry, I missed the first few minutes. Did we talk about the thought process of canceling the customization piece? I don't know what you mean by customization piece, Megs. Maybe you can shoot, customers choosing what they want in each shipment. Yes, so Megan, the thought process again is our retention rate was less than 15% on our old auto sit program, because basically all we were doing was allowing customers to create a case for a cause and mix and match varietals and then lock in that discounted pricing. And on top of that, we gave them we gave them free shipping. And so it was a screaming deal. Like, why wouldn't you sign up for that, right?
Nobody marketed it.
They were canceling afterwards. And so the whole idea behind Wine Club is offering an elevated experience and not just offering the cheapest, best discount on the street. So it's all about having an elevated experience where it is a hand-curated shipment that's coming from One Hope. So within that, what we can do is, for instance, in Q4 shipment, we're sending you this brand new Reserve Merlot. Here are some recipes and pairing ideas that go specifically with that. And so again, like Sabrina was saying, it's all about the experience that's going inside the box in addition to the wines that are literally in the package. Hopefully that helps. Any other questions out there, guys? One other question that I will, that did come up last week, just so that you know, again, this is available just in your party portal. So you won't find it on your storefront, and you won't find it in your CEO wine cellar, because it's not being offered at a discounted price for our CEOs. So you'll just see this available in your party portal. One of the things we are exploring, I'm not going to make any promises, but the more calls you guys do with me, you'll start to find out, A, I'm not very tech savvy, but B, sometimes I let secrets slip out. So one thing we are exploring is the possibility of having this available on your storefronts. No promises, don't hold me to it. We're investigating that right now to see if that's something that we can do. So I will keep you guys posted on that. Cool. Okay, so I think we're good. It was so good to see all of you guys today. Have a fantastic weekend. Good luck closing out the month. September has flown by. Definitely take some pre-orders for Wine Club this weekend at your tasting events. And we look forward to a successful launch and sharing some great new wines and a great new experience with your Wine Club members. Talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.